Right, hi there, guys. So, what I'd like to talk to you a little bit about today is traffic. Let's face it, we all want more of it. We can never quite find it. We don't actually know what sort of traffic we're trying to serve, and we need to find the kind of traffic that's going to buy from us. But what are the different kinds of traffic? How we're going to find them, and things like this. Let's dive into it. Right, so a lot of people, when they think about traffic, they kind of forget about the fundamentals of traffic, and that is that traffic is basically just people. Right now, because traffic is just people, when you think about it that way, it makes it a whole lot less cryptic. It makes it easier to actually go out and get these people that you want to come to your sales funnels, your landing pages, your sales flows, your chatbots, your tripwires, and everything like this. And this is exactly where One Funnel Away Challenge starts. If you haven't done the One Funnel Away Challenge, it's actually well worth doing. I'll have a link to it somewhere down below. It's excellent. It's taught by Russell Brunson. And the first thing that he goes into is actually finding traffic. Now, finding traffic is really, it's kind of easy once you get the first part in place. And the first part you need to get in place, no matter what way you're doing it, is you need to find your ideal clients, right? Your perfect customers. Now, this is done basically. We're going to have a worksheet as well, which is also going to be down underneath. And you can go through this entire worksheet and fill out the various different bits. The reason why I say to do this is because once you know who your ideal clients are, it makes the whole marketing thing so much easier. You're not trying to push a rock up a mountain. You're actually basically building it down a mountain and then just collecting everybody on the way down there. It's that simple. Now, what Russell Brunson actually does as a tip, which is what he teaches in One Funnel Away Challenge as well, is actually he went out and he went onto Google, started searching various images, and he pulled off an image for both a man and a woman of his ideal customers. Then he filled out all the various attributes. So for his, they wanted to be quite sporty, they were into success, they wanted to work hard, and they were the perfect clients for ClickFunnels. Now, I went through and done something very, very similar with Chat Ammo, and I've made up my ideal clients. Obviously, if you're listening to this video, then you found us, and so you're probably one of my ideal customers. Now, what it is to actually get your ideal customers is everybody has different bait, right? So if you're going out fishing, I must admit I know nothing about fishing at all. I've just done a blog post and I've actually had to go and search this. So for trout, you might use worms, but on bass, you might use eels. And it's the same thing when you're looking for your ideal niche. Some people will absolutely love some stuff and other people will be repelled by it. Now, one thing that I've used an example in my blog post is if I was talking to a realtor, what I would be talking about, I'd be talking about the QR codes that go onto the hoardings. I'd be talking about segmenting all the various different customers. So we have a bucket of each customer. So as soon as a house comes on the market that suits that particular customer's wants, then we can send off a direct message to them all like that. And then I compared that to if I was talking to a restaurant owner. Now, if I'm talking to a restaurant owner, the thing I'm going to talk about is how our software has a full takeaway service included and table service. And because I would have these two completely different niches, right? These two different people that I'm trying to attract and repel from the various different landing pages I have. I would need two different landing pages, two different ad types, two lots of content, each geared towards that particular person. Right, so each geared towards the particular niche that I'll be going after. Now, hopefully by now you've got your ideal customer in mind, or at least if you pause this, go to the worksheet, get your ideal customer in mind. It's really, really important. You're going to find it so much easier. Next, what you have to think about is who do you want to serve? Now, if you select your ideal customer correctly, it makes life very, very easy for you to work out who you want to serve. You obviously want to serve your ideal customer. But another thing to consider when you're thinking about your ideal customer is, would you be happy to spend time with these people, right? Because once you pick these target market, this niche, this ideal customer, then you're going to spend quite a lot of time with them. Now, if these are people who you don't get along with, then it's not going to make an awful lot of sense to you to go out and spend all of this time with them. It's going to make it quite miserable. It's going to make you wish you were back into a job. Um, and this is one of the advantages you have when you're an entrepreneur. You can actually pick the people who you want to work with. Now, as well as picking the people, it's obviously just as important to actually repel some people. So I quite like working with people who are committed. They want to make money. They might just be starting out. They might be kind of way down the journey. Either way, then I want to be able to help them to get the results that they want. Now, if I come across somebody who I can't help, then they're probably not my ideal customer. There's a lot more people who I could help. And this is really quite important because when you go out and you see people who's in digital marketing, you normally tell who's going to succeed and who's going to fail on this one particular mindset, and that is who you're going to serve. Now, the people who think of who you're going to serve and how you're going to serve them are 9 times out of 10 the people who's going to be a lot more successful within digital marketing. The people who think, right, how much money am I going to make, are normally the people who actually fail. And that's because a lot of internet marketing, because of the way it's built and because of the way it started and because of all the various different charlatans that's out there, there's not an awful lot of trust out there. So you need to become a trusted member of your particular niche, right? You need to become their expert, their shining light, their example of what they can do and how they can do it. So once you find your particular niche, then you become the expert in that particular niche, which makes life so much easier. Right. So we've also got the timeline, right? I'm actually doing this from my blog post just so I can get out there. So next thing that we need to consider is we've got our ideal niche. We've got the various different bits who we want to have the bait as. We know that we need different landing pages. We know we need different ads. So next thing we need to think about is where on their timeline, where in their life actually are they? Now, this is another quite important part. Now, what I'm doing was Eugene Schwartz said, if your prospect is aware of your product and realizes it satisfies his desires, your headline should start with the product. What that means is if your customer is already known about your product and they know that it satisfies the need that they have, then that's the time to put your headline out there for them, which actually includes your product name. Now, I always say don't sell a product, sell an offer. And this would actually start off the offer because if they know your product's name, you can then make them a better offer to it altogether. We'll be coming on to offers later on. Um, but what this is like your hot clients, right? This is your clients who's red hot, they're ready to buy, and they are an easy sell. For these clients, all you are doing is you're basically showing that you've got a better, different vehicle. Now, I'm going to really dive into that in the future of the different vehicles because it is a major thing. If you're trying to go out there and just saying, I have this better, faster, stronger, whatever system it is, then that's just an improvement offer. And we don't really want to be making improvement offers. So that's for hot traffic. Next, you've got if they're not aware of your product, but only the desire itself, your headline should start with the desire. What that means, it means that they know they need a chatbot or something similar. They know they need a social post. They know they need something, right? So they know what it is, what problem is that they need, and should be what should be on your landing page. So let's say, for example, they know they need a lot more engagement within Facebook. So we would start off with the desire itself. So do you want more engagement on Facebook? If so, you need to see this. And then we can explain that desire. Now, this is a kind of warm market. This market knows they've got a problem and they know they need to fix that particular problem. Sorry about that. Just a signal coming through. Right. And so the last one that Eugene said was suppose he's not aware of what he seeks, but is concerned only with the general problem. In that case, your headline starts with the problem and crystallizes into a specific need. All right. It means it's a cold market. So imagine yourself going into an example I heard, somebody going to a food hall, stand on the top of the stairs and shouting who he would like a chatbot. Well, nobody's going to really put the hand up. These people aren't your ideal audience. That's back to the cases where you're trying to serve everybody and not managing to serve anybody. But instead, if we stood up in the food mall and said, who wants to find out how to make money quick on the internet, we're going to get a fair few hands shooting up there, right? If we're in the wealth market. Now, this should be a desire that your product can solve, right? So always think about these desires, needs, wants, and problems of what you can solve. Don't just think of them willy-nilly and then go, right, okay, we'll try and shoehorn in there somewhere because it doesn't really work. So let's just go a little bit further down. So moving towards pleasure and away from pain. This is a basic NLP principle. And what this means, it means that basically people will do an awful lot more to either move away from pain or towards pleasure. Now, these two people are really quite separate. What you'll actually find is people who's just say coming into the market, more or less your cold prospects, are more inclined to move away from pain, right? So if, for example, they're overweight, the pain might be where I weigh too much, I want to lose weight, I want to look good in a bikini, right? That's a pain point. And so that's something, if you're going out and selling, that's something you've got to sell them. It could be if they're in the wealth market and they hate their boss or they've got no money. If they've got no money, it might be difficult to sell them. But they hate the boss. And so that's another pain point. So to get them away from pain, you could suggest them becoming self-employed, right? And then show them the right method, the new vehicle that's going to take them to their end result. Now, what else you're going to find is most people, when they're starting off, are going to be massively towards the moving away from pain. So this is something you've always got to consider. when people actually start on their journey towards digital marketing or whatever it is, whatever vehicle they're using, they're going to be a lot more inclined to go towards pleasure. So they would be the likes of people who want to make 10K per month. You would have heard this 10K per month. It seems like a magical figure. Everybody seems to want to talk about. And if these people are wanting to go towards 10K a month, these people are already well on their journey, right? This is where you actually start off and fulfill their journey and show them exactly how to do it. Now, this is you up the top of a mountain. There's something that they want to get to. If we talk about the wealth market, then it's financial freedom. If we're talking about the weight loss market, it would be an exercise program or diet program or something like this. But you're at the top of the mountain, and what you're going to do is you're going to come down and lead them up the mountain, right? It's really that simple. So this is just another quick little video, just to get you guys into the mood of the thing. Our software is chatamo.com. We've got an awful lot of free training that's going on there. We've also got a lot of membership sites, which will also give away to all the Chatamo guys. Now, if you haven't already, please go over to Facebook and look up Bots for Profits and join us on Facebook because we love it. And we put even more stuff up there. And if you're on YouTube and watching us there, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. It makes us feel nicer. Right? Thanks for watching, guys, and speak soon.